Hey guys, it's Drew here from Drewtronic, and today we're going to talk about getting your material copyrighted and how to do it the easiest way and the cheapest way. And that includes how to copyright a large number of works under one filing so that you don't have to pay tons and tons of money to the Copyright Office just to get a few songs copyrighted. So that's what we're going to look at today. So the first thing we're going to want to do is go over here to copyright.gov, and this is the Government Copyright Office. And then once we do that, we're going to come down here and we're going to go to register a copyright. Now we're in the Copyright Office, and now you're going to have to log in. And so you click here to log in, and if you have not created an account already, you're going to have to create your account, and you would do that by clicking here. If you're a new user, click here to register. By registering, you'll create an account with copyright.gov where you'll be able to then register your copyrights under that account. I do already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log in with my account. And so we get logged in. All right, so then we log in, we're going to end up on this page right here. If you have some things already being processed, you're going to see them listed under here. Obviously, you see no records here. So I've got nothing being processed right now. So what I want to do is register a new claim. So I'm going to click here. And I'm going to say, no, I'm not registering one work because I'm registering more than one work. I'm going to be registering a set of works. Are you the only author and owner of the work? I'm going to say yes here because what I'm registering is all my own material. There are no other authors on any of the songs. So if you have one song that's by you and another song that's by you and somebody else, you're not going to be able to file them in the same go. When you file multiple songs all at one time, they're all going to have to be the same authorship. You can't really mix and match when you do multiple filings. So there has to be all the same works, all under the same authorship. Let me give you a quick example of that so you know what I'm talking about. At one point, I had registered an entire set of songs from a CD, but there was one song on the CD, this one here, which I wanted to share authorship with. So with another writer. So all the songs on this CD were written by me except for this one. So if you go over here, you'll see I had to make two fees or make two payments in order to register all the songs on that CD, because this is like all the songs except this one, which actually was written by me and somebody else. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what we're trying to step around here with what I'm showing you today, so you don't have to pay more than once for all your songs from that collection. And they ask you again, does this work you're sending contain material created only by this author? And I'm going to say yes. Okay, so then we'll start the registration. Now here's a point that a lot of people don't get right, and it's really, really important, and that's the type of work. Now, a lot of times you will get advice from people that you should just file the sound recording, and in some cases that's correct, but if you're trying to protect the actual song, the notes, the chords, the lyrics, whatever, then you're actually going to have to use the PA, work of the performing arts. Now what that will do is protect the underlying work. And let me drill down a little bit deeper into that point so you understand it really well. Okay, so let me just make a disclaimer that, I am not a lawyer and I don't play one on TV, but I kind of know my way around these laws a little bit. So let me try and help and explain them to you. Now, there's these two different kinds of recordings that I just mentioned. There's two different kinds of copyrights that I just mentioned. One is Form PA and the other one is Form SR. PA stands for Work of the Performing Arts. and SR stands for sound recording. There is some confusion in the industry as to which one to use to protect yourself, and to be honest, you should use both of them, but at different times. What you need to start out is PA, work of the performing arts. So what the work of the performing arts will protect is your composition or your song. And that includes the notes, the chords, the melody, and the lyrics. So that when, for example, someone else wants to record that song and put it out on a record, you will get paid as a writer of that song. So you'll receive the writer's royalties if you have copyrighted your work under Form PA. It doesn't matter who records it or puts the song out, you will get paid as a writer. So it's important to have the PA copyright on anything that you've written, regardless of whether or not it's the final product. So what you should really do is you can upload a recording of your material under Form PA, and that can serve as the notes, chords, and melodies and lyrics of the song. You can also upload sheet music and lyrics on a text file or whatever. So you actually can do all of that, and I definitely recommend adding all those files to your filing when you do your upload, so that you get all of those things protected under your Form PA. Now, if you do have a copyright of Form PA on a song that you've written, that means that you will then own that song, and if someone else tries to put the song out, they're going to have to get permission from you first, and usually that's done in the form of a license under a publishing company. So if you own the copyright, then you can register your material with a publishing company, whether it's your own publishing company or someone else's publishing company, and then that publishing company can license the rights to the song to some other artist or some other record company that might want to put the song out. So that's why it's really super important to get Form PA filed first. Now, the SR is also important, but what you need to understand about the SR form copyright is that it only protects the recording. It only protects the master or the recording. So after you go through a bunch of headaches, creating and mixing and mastering and everything, you end up with a final recording, a final master or whatever, that might get played on TV, it might get played on the radio, and hopefully you'll be able to sell records with that. So that's basically, you will get paid as the owner of the SR copyright when the master gets played or sold. So you're getting paid actually for the recording. And if you happen to be the writer of the material on that sound recording, now if that recording's out there getting played on the radio or on TV, not only will you get paid for the fact that you own that master, but you'll also get paid some pennies as the owner of the PA copyright as a writer. So you'll get writer's royalties, and you'll also get the master play royalties. So you can get two different kinds of royalties with these two different copyrights. And if you're a producer, then you need to follow this plan and have not only the PA performing art copyright of the underlying work, but then you also need to get a sound recording copyright on the actual recording that's out there getting played on the air. So you'll get paid for playing your recording, and you'll also get paid for having written that song. So that's the difference between the two different kinds of copyrights. Okay, so now let's get back to our procedure. All right, so in this case, I'm going to register my works as a work of the performing arts. And they want to make sure you know what you're doing, so you click to confirm that you've read the description and you know what you're doing. And hopefully my description of the types of copyrights will help you be sure that you pick the right one. So we're going to start with work of the performing arts. So I just want to have my music protected so that nobody can steal it and re-record it and put it out under their own record or whatever. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to continue. And I'm going to give the title of the work. So I will click new because it's a new work. So what you're going to have to do is the first thing you should do is select title of work being registered. That's the first thing they want you to do. So put in the title of the work, whether it's a collection or whatever it is, and then you're going to select title of work being registered and then click save. Once I've done that, it does come up under my list of work here. And I'm going to go continue. And has the work been published? I'm going to say no. And it's going to ask me for the year of creation. And I'm going to say, I'm going to say 2015 for now, even though I've sort of had these out for a while. I have not pre-registered my work, so I'm going to go ahead and click the continue button. And now that I've done that, I've ended up on this page here where now it wants author information. So I'm going to just say add me. And it's either this or that. And I've got my full name, and this is no, it wasn't made for hire. And I do happen to be a United States citizen, so I'll put that there. And that's, that's all that's needed for this page. So I will save this. And now it's going to ask you, what did the author create? The author created the music. And I don't have any lyrics for these, so I'm just going to say the music and the musical arrangement. Might as well say the lyrics too. There are a couple of words in there. And that's it. So I'm just going to save that. So now we've got the authors on the title. So I'm going to just continue. Now it's asking you, rather than who wrote the work, it's asking you now who owns that work. It could have been a situation where you paid to have somebody else write the song and you own it, even though they wrote it. But in this case, I wrote it and I own it. So I'm just going to say add me. Once again, all the same information. It already has all my information here, including my address. I'm not transferring anything. So that's all fine. I'm just going to go save. So now I see my list of copyright claimants here, and I'm the one on the list. That's all I need for this part, so I'm going to go continue to the next part. And now in this screen, it's basically this thing like limit your claim, which means that if you have any samples or anything that you need to identify, then this is what you're going to do. You're going to exclude that material and explain what it is. I don't have anything in my package that's going to require that, so I'm just going to continue. On this page, they're just asking you to add a contact, someone who will be dealt with personally in terms of the business of the copyright. I'm kind of already listed here, but just for the heck of it, I'm going to put all my information in here one more time, just so they know where to contact me. So I've got all my information filled in. I could also just do add me. I think that's fine. So I'm just going to go continue. And once again, it seems to be the same information here. So I've got all that information filled out, and I'm going to continue. Now they also want to know who should we mail the certificate to, and once again, it's going to be the same information. So I filled that out, and I'm just going to go continue now to the next one. Now this special handling screen is if you want to pay them a bunch of money to try to do it more quickly, or you have some special conditions, then you can fill this out. Otherwise, you're just going to click continue, and I'm not going to go for that. I don't think you'll need to either. So I'm just going to go continue, and we'll go to the next page. And on this screen, they're asking me to just certify that everything I'm saying is true and that I'm not trying to defraud the Copyright Office or anything. If you do, you'll end up being charged $2,500, so make sure you don't do anything wrong in here. And I'll put my name. And that's all I need to do here. So I'm going to click continue. And as you can see here on this page, it's basically listing out everything that I've entered so far. The titles, publication, completion, the authors and contributors, the claimants, limitations, the rights, the correspondent, the mailer certificate, and the certification. So it's all about me in there. All my data is there. So at this point, I think they want you to go ahead and pay for it before you start uploading tracks. So we're going to go ahead and add it to cart, and it's $55. And we'll go over to our cart now, and you can see that I have a $55 fee due. So I'm going to go ahead and pay that. Just click the checkout. I'll use a credit card, so I'll go ahead and click. And they're going to send me over to the pay.gov site. So we'll just go over there. And I'm going to make my payment. And you'll notice they give you the option of using an ACH debit directly from your bank account, or you can go down here and use a credit card, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I've got all my credit card info here, and we'll just go ahead and pay. And if you want a confirmation, you can put an email address here, which I'll do. And click here to authorize the payment and then submit the payment. Okay, and the payment's successful, and now we're back to continue the registration. So just go ahead and click the continue. Now, as you can see, I've got this wonderful copyright filing all ready now for me to upload all the files that I want to add to this. You can upload them or you can send it by mail. I want to give you a really good piece of advice right now before you go in and do this process. Make sure that you are not on Chrome browser, okay? Because I've already just spent a bunch of time figuring out or finding out with the Copyright Office that Chrome is not compatible with their website. So I'm going to suggest Internet Explorer. And I have a couple of other pieces of advice too as we go on, just to save you some trouble that I've been through. Okay, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and upload our files now. And you may notice they have kind of the same uploading system that we have on Groophonic, if you've ever been there. So I'm going to go ahead and get my music files that I'm uploading, and I have quite a few, so it will take quite a bit of time to upload. So we got them all, so I can select them all at once, and the way that I do it is I select the one on the top, and then I scroll down, press the shift key, and select the one on the bottom, and that selects the top, the bottom, and everything in between. I'm going to just click open. And the next thing you know, we've got all these files listed out in the upload applet for the copyright upload. Now, once again, please do make sure that you use Microsoft Internet Explorer. And they tell me that Firefox works. Chrome is not compatible, and you'll waste a bunch of time using it. So don't use Chrome to do this part. Once you've selected all your files, and I have almost 40-50 files here. There, I want to, saving a lot of money uploading them all to one filing for just $55. So let's go ahead and click the Start Upload. And you can't see it very well, but you'll see that there is actually a progress bar here underneath each one of them. And as the file starts to upload, you'll see it sort of gradually turn green from the left hand going to the right until the whole thing is done. Just like that, you can see that little green bit start to appear right there. And it will take quite a bit of time for me. These are almost 50 files, so this will probably take about a half hour. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this recording, and I'll come back when it's done. And one thing I want to tell you before I pause it, do not, whatever you do, do not click this button until you are done with the upload, okay? Do not click this one until you're done with the upload, because you'll go into more grief if you do that. And I do hate to say it, as a producer, engineer, and a programmer, their website is a little bit behind the times, but that's just the way it goes. So that's what we live through to get our music registered quickly online. Okay, so you can see that these are starting to upload. I'm going to pause the recording now. I'll come back. You can see that these are getting almost done now. This one's almost done. When it is done, the green bar will disappear and it will say successfully uploaded. Just like that. All right then, so we can see now that the top part of my files have all successfully uploaded. The only problem is that about half of them came up with this error, and it may just be it was too many files. What I'm going to try and do is add the files. So I just click again on this button here, and I'm going to select the ones that I haven't already uploaded, and I click Start Upload to get everything going. Alright then, so it looks like finally we've got everything uploaded. So now I will click this button, and now it's telling me the submission is done. So regardless of whether that last deposit is showing in this list, I can click on this link here that says View Uploaded File Names. And when I count them all, it's exactly the right number of files, and all of the songs here that I want to copyright under this copyright are now listed in this list. And from what I can see, there are no repetitions here. They're all separate songs, but they're all going to be copyrighted under this filing. As you can see here, it says claim submission completed, no further action required. If I go ahead and I click on home, and then I see my case listed, and I click on the case number again, and now you can definitely see that the third deposit is now listed below. So we are complete. So if we click on open cases now up here, we'll see this case, and the upload status is complete because I clicked that blue button. You never want to click that blue button until it's all finished and you're done submitting things, and then it'll sort of more or less close it. It says open, so that means it's waiting to be processed. Now we have this one here, and it's an open case. The fee has been paid. It's now in the open case list, and it will be processed by the Copyright Office. So here are the statuses, and like I said, the open cases are the ones currently being processed. Working cases are the ones that you have started working on but you've not paid for, and so on and so forth. So ultimately, this will end up as a closed case once the Copyright Office processes it. So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot about copywriting. And if you have any questions or any comments you'd like to make, please feel free to leave them or email us. Thanks, and this is
10, 9, 8, 7,